Hi, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 25th, 2024 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So, thank you so very much for doing so. You guys are amazing. Now, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. So we have the Eight of Cups reversed. We have the Knight of Wands, not the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Wands reversed. We have the Four of Cups reversed. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Two of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the Knight of Swords reverse. So interesting. So a lot of energy has come forward during this time, which isn't surprising. This full moon is in Leo, so it's our full moon. And so it's going to be a bit intense for us, most definitely. But what I am surprised with is how much head energy comes out during this time. The sun is in Aquarius. Aquarius is our sister sign. So it either brings out the best in us or it brings out the worst in us, just like sisters can. And with the Page of Swords, the Two of Swords, right? We're going to be learning a lot from this moon, but from the sun and from this time. But also during this time and with this moon, the Knight of Swords is reversed. Now, the Knight of Swords in the upright position is my White Knight card, right? I always see this as Sleeping Beauty's knight charging down the hill, slaying the dragon, cutting through the brambles, ascending the tower, and rescuing the princess. And for me, that is a parable for what we do in our lives, or what we have to do in our lives. We have to charge down the hill. We have to slay our dragons, our fears, our doubts, our, chaoses within ourselves. We have to cut through the poison of this world in order to ascend and awaken the sleeping part of ourselves, awaken the sacred feminine part of ourselves, or awaken just simply the part of us that we think doesn't get to have a say here on this earthly plane. So just being aware of this during this time, that this is reversed, meaning that we're going to think any action is good action. We're going to want to charge forward. Knights reverse can make us a bit more combative than we would normally be. So do be mindful about this, but we are awfully clever with our words. So do be aware about this as well, that we can be very sharp with our words. We can be very biting. Now, everybody can, astrologically speaking, we do have a configuration for that, but there is this energy that's coming forward that we are going to be soaking up this time like a sponge. We are going to be learning so much. We're going to be moving forward in very clever ways, in very kind of authentic ways for us, but also in a sense of learning, of understanding, of questioning. We're going to let our inner child come forward, ask questions that we don't usually ask. We are crowned with the Eight of Cups. We're not yet walking away from something we need to walk away from. We need to say, you know what? Not working for me. Not going to waste my time on this. I need to walk away. God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing us a gift of passion and creativity. We're not quite taking it yet because the Ace of Wands is reversed. So we know this energy is here, and we can feel frustrated because of it. Like, I know this energy is here. I know this is powerful, but I'm not connecting. I'm not connecting with it fully, or even at all. I'm seeing glimpses of it, and then it's being pulled away. So just being aware of this. Also, these three cards are the same as in the Cancer reading. So if you're born on the cusp with Cancer, or you have Cancer in your chart, check out that reading because of the correlations. All right, here with the Four of Cups reversed, this is very much God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, again, handing us a gift we're not really interested in taking. So we're going to have something happen during this time that pulls us out of our comfort zone or out of what we think we need to be focusing on. And instead of focusing on what we think we are supposed to be focusing on, Spirit's like, hey, listen, you have to stand right here, right now. And it's going to make us. And we're going to be kicking and screaming as this happens. And then we're going to be like, oh, well, that was really great. Like, oh, wow, that really worked out well for me. Thank you. With the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, it's very interesting because we have the slowest moving knight and the fastest moving knight. We have the Knight of Swords reversed, which is the fastest moving knight, so that enhances the recklessness of it, or it brings recklessness and restlessness with the speed. So do be aware about this during this time. With the Knight of Pentacles in the upright position, it brings a caution as we move forward. Horses need to be respected. They are big, powerful animals, and when we're riding them, it's fantastic, right? But it is also dangerous. It has a level of danger with it. So do be aware about that. But here during this time, it's moving in prosperity and success. It is going after our goals and our dreams. And it is looking at things and being very grounded on this earthly plane, but also being very, very lucky. And I see this a lot with Leos. I mean, also you are ruled by the sun. So there is a glimmer and a glam to a Leo, and a certain sparkle to a Leo, a way of landing on your feet that is quite beautiful. And you're going to see this during this time moving you forward. You're also going to see that there's going to be a path that opens up, or a way of doing things that opens up, where you were like, oh, but I thought it was A or B. I thought it was one road or the other. And now there's new possibilities coming my way. So just being aware of this is going to be super important. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Now, if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a snowflake in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on the 1st of February in a completely separate reading. All the instructions will be in that video and also in the description box. So do be aware of that. Don't be scammed by anybody contacting you in the comment box pretending to be me. So good luck to everyone. And if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. That is linked in the description box below. So let's see what Spirit has to say, angels and spirit guides. Here we have imagine. This is going to be really important for us to embrace our creativity, to imagine. We haven't let ourselves. We've kind of been in fight or flight mode or in survival mode. And this is going to be a time where we start to open up our imagination, we start to open up our mind, and we start to say to ourselves, like, why not? Why not imagine? Why not embrace? Why not look at these things differently? It's going to move us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. And here we have soul's healing. So this is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. And what we're going to see here is that there's this healing energy coming down to us. And this is going to be a time and a moon where we need to embrace that healing energy. And we need to connect with that healing, with that passion, and with a sense of release. And that's going to be something with the 8 of Cups reversed that we have a little bit of a hard time with, like a little bit of a resistance to. So do be aware of this during this time. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of, angels and spirit, not subconscious, but just our energy to be mindful of, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, okay. Is the Princess of Cups. So this is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. If you have this in your chart, it can be causing a bit of trouble. But also note that your inner child can be emotionally very demanding during this time and needing to be paid attention to. And we might be feeling like, why am I so sensitive? Or why am I so like much drama right now? And what's going on here? And it's our inner child, having a bit of a temper tantrum. So do be aware about this during this time, that we can connect with our inner child by the simple meditative, act of closing our eyes, taking a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you, and visualizing ourselves as we are now, holding our arms open to the child that we once were, and letting that child run into your arms and saying to that child, I love you. I will always love you. I am here for you. I will always be here for you. I will always hear you. I will always respect you. And I will always stand up for you. And just embracing that energy and soaking it in, that's going to be so important, because there's something here that our heart needs to teach us and that our inner child needs to teach us. But we kind of don't have the words or the emotional understanding for which to really embrace it. So being aware about that is going to be super important. So let's see this time, astrologically speaking, and how it correlates to the tarot. So on the 25th of January, we have the full moon in Leo. This is at 5 degrees, 14 minutes of Leo. And what is coming forward is a question of what is this bringing closure to? And that's going to be a really big thing, Leo, for us. What is this moon bringing closure to? What is it that we're not quite ready to walk away from? What is it that we are passionate about, but we're not quite ready to see? What is it that we're hyper focusing on that's draining our energy instead of leading us forward and truly embracing our prosperity and wealth? Are we looking at wealth in a way that leads us forward towards our soul's purpose? Or are we looking at wealth in a way to say, like, haha, I have all the money type of thing, which is how, this world likes to look at wealth, that sense of rubbing our hands together and saying, it's mine, it's all mine. So just be aware about this during this time. The Leo energy is the heart, okay? And Aquarius energy, which is where the sun is the head. Now, I never thought of Leo energy as the heart. I have a lot of Leos in my life, and sometimes I think, oh my gosh, the drama. I love you guys deeply, but it is sometimes is exhausting, but absolutely beautiful. I love the drama as well, but there is this energy here of the heart, and yeah, there's so much passion, there's so much love, and you live out loud, and that is a beautiful thing. Now, be it I'm a Gemini, so I also have the drama, so do be aware of that. And this is linking the head and the heart together. Now, Leo is the sign of the king and sovereignty, which, I mean, come on, that's pretty darn awesome. You're ruled by the sun, the king and sovereignty. That's absolutely beautiful. And what this brings forward is I know who I am, the energy of I know who I am. And also, I know where I create from, not where I'm created from. I know where I create from. I know my source power. I know my connection to the universe. And I know that universal energy is coming forward within me. That's going to be a really big thing for us. And we're going to see that here as roads open up, as we look at our prosperity, as we start to be students of our mind and say, what do I want? And what is my inner child telling me that I'm not listening to? It's very emotional, our inner child right now. It's very emotional connection. We can also have a water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, in our lives that are going to be teaching us something, or that have to learn something from us. And we're not seeing it, but it has to come from a place of love. It has to. It has to. We're going to learn something from a place of love, and we're going to teach something from a place of love. So just being aware of this. And it can't even be like, no, you don't get to have, 18 million cookies before dinner type of thing. And it's coming from a place of love. And we're being taught, how to handle a temper tantrum without absolutely losing our mind. So that can be a very good thing as well. With the Page of Swords, this can also be, I'm learning to stand in my voice. I'm learning to give myself a voice that my inner child, or when I was younger, I didn't have. Nobody listened to what I said, or I had a hard time speaking. We could have had a speech impediment or some sort of disability that made it hard to speak, and we shove that down. It's like, oh no, I'll never have that happen to me again, right? I'll always be super, super capable. And so we're telling that inner child of when we weren't capable or when we weren't able, that was something to be ashamed of. We're not something to be ashamed of. And that's going to be very important, Leo. There is also an energy here that we can have a child that teaches us a lot, but that child can have either a tendency to I just see the child being very, very blunt in a way that you might be like, oh, that's so rude. Like, you cannot say that in public. Like, you can't do that type of thing. But they have a way of just being like, but these are the facts. Like, this is it. And so just being aware of this during this time is going to be important. So we also have the dwarf planet Varuna conjunct the moon. This is very powerful moral compass energy, which this is also what Leo is as well. We have this huge moral compass, which is fantastic with us. We are, there's moral integrity coming forward, and we're moving in moral integrity, we're moving in truth, we're moving in justice, and we're moving in justice where people have told lies and things are being brought down to earth. There's an energy here. As much as we can be drama llamas, at times, there is a sense of calling things out and saying things as they are and showing a true light onto things, or shining a light onto things where maybe there wasn't a light before, or people didn't want a light to be shown. And it's going to be bringing things down to earth, making things very real. Leo can have a tendency to do it, whether it's a fun ride or not. So being aware of this is going to be super important. We have the dwarf planet Gunkung, which we have talked about before. This is about 5 degrees of Pisces, and this is linked to flooding, which we can see on our earthly plane. But this is also a channeler for a lot of psychic energy. If we want to go deeper into the astrology of all of this, check out Pam Gregory here on YouTube. She's amazing, and I have her linked in the description box below. So we're linking to this psychic energy. And this is coming down to earth. This is coming down to the earthly plane. And this can have us feeling overwhelmed. And we can be overwhelmed by the psychic energy. So just being aware of this during this time, we want things to be very kind of like black and white, straightforward type of energy. And we're going to be shown here that the psychic energy that's coming forward can have us in our hearts, in our heads. And it can be bringing up things that we might not be as comfortable with as we would like to be. So being aware of this is going to be super important for us. But this is also going to have us starting to look at things in a very different way. Gung Kung is going to, Gung Kung stops the flooding. And we're going to see that we're looking at things in a different way, and we're also welcoming a change. And this is going to be a time where we welcome that change forward. We have the fixed grand cross, which is between the sun, which is at 5 degrees of Aquarius, the moon, which is at 5 degrees of Leo. We have Jupiter at 6 degrees of Taurus, and we have this opposing Hume at 2 degrees of Scorpio. This is enormous determination and grit to see things through. So just absolutely embracing this energy during this time of like, oh, I can do it. And I know I can. We might be a little bit hot-headed, so do be mindful about that sense of, thinking we're going to be the hero of the story and wind up fumbling the ball. So just be aware, because that's what the Knight of Swords energy reversed is. But having that Knight of Pentacles energy coming forward, it's like they kind of counteract each other, balance each other out. So we're going to see ourselves moving forward in determination and passion and focus and planting our seeds and really seeing things come to bear. Jupiter is T-squared the full moon. Now, this is going to magnify anything we're going through during this time. Good things, fantastic. Bad things, kind of blah, terrible, icky, like I don't want to look at it type of thing. So do be aware about this during this time. If we can stay in an attitude of love, if we can stay in an attitude of grace, that's going to be the most important thing for us. I see grace as being really important, which is lovely. And coming from love, like I just see, that's interesting, because I'm seeing strength, the strength card. That's what you're represented by in the major arcana. And I'm seeing that strength come forward, and it's that determination, but it's the strength of love, because you have the woman and the lion. And it always makes me think of Thecla. Now, I don't know if you know the story of Thecla in I think she's in Eastern Orthodoxy, in Christianity, right? And she's also in the Gnostic tales of Paul and Thecla. And if you read those tales, they're really quite fascinating, because Thecla and Paul went out to prophesize to people, right, in the ancient world, as one did, and in the ancient Roman world. And they were not liked. They were not received well. And of course, there were decrees out against Christians during this time to, feed them to lions and colosseums. And what happened is that, Thecla and Paul would be preaching, and whether you believe in the story or not, it's just fascinating. I love the story. They would be preaching, and what would happen is they wound up being arrested, and Paul would always escape, and leave Thecla to take the rap. So what happened is, in one of the times when she was brought into the Colosseums, she was going to be fed to the lions, and all the female lions went around her and protected her and guarded her from all the male lions. And so they let her go, because they were like, whoa, witchcraft, like we're not dealing with this. And then in another time, she was to be fed to a pool of sharks, and before they could dump her in the water, a lightning bolt came through and struck the water, and they went, whoa, and killed all the sharks. And they were like, whoa, witchcraft, we're letting her go. So this is just the energy of this time. And she jumped into the water and kind of like baptized herself in it. So this is going to be this energy coming forward of the energy of the heart, and the heart's connecting to the universe, God, source, spirit, however you say it, however you see it. And we're going to see that fiercely coming forward in us if we meditate and focus on a place of love, not in a place of chaos, hurt, pain, disappointment, despair, distracting, all of that. If we focus on a place of love, we're going to see that we move mountains, like that our whole life changes. So if we make love a daily meditation practice, we are going to be so profoundly changed. It's going to be so profoundly beautiful. So just be aware of this during this time. The sun is conjunct Pluto. And with Leo bringing things to center stage, okay, we are going to see secrets come to light regarding people of prominence, but we are also going to see secrets coming to light of people in prominence within our lives. Now, if these people don't have any secrets to come to light, we might see it, but if we do, we're going to see it during this time. Mercury is conjunct Mars in Capricorn. This is a quick mind, this is quick thinking. In Capricorn, this is great for long-term thinking. We're going to be able to make long-term plans, see the long-term prosperity or doubt of certain things. So do be aware about this. But oh, excuse me. But be mindful of sharp words. Okay, be mindful of sharp words, especially around anonymity. So, like on the internet, if you can, call a person. Talk to a person. Talk face to face. Don't send emails during this time. I know we have to, but we're going to find that we can be a lot harsher, a lot sharper. We can find that people leave comments that we're just thinking you didn't need to waste your space to say that. Just be aware of this during this time. Just be prepared. Venus is quadrant Uranus, which is very volatile energy around money. We do have the Knight of Pentacles energy here, so we should weather this storm pretty well, but do be mindful about this. Now, we also have the dwarf planet Ixion, which we have talked about before, which is the 5 degrees of Capricorn conjunct Venus. And this is asking, are the rules that we are playing by the right ones? And that's going to be huge. Are the rules that you are playing by, Leo, the right ones? We are moving forward with love. We need to move forward with love. And we're going to see that changes the rules of things. Leo loves drama. Just remember that, Leo. We love drama. We kind of are drawn to the drama at times. The lower energy a Leo has, the more drama comes into your life. So just be aware of this. And not the good type of drama, the type of drama where you're like, oh my gosh, just stop. So just be aware of this during this time. So let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Ooh, here we go. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Interesting. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh my gosh. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay. So this moon is going to be intense for us, just to let it be known during this time. Okay, so we have with the 8 of Cups reverse, we have balance and we have conclusions are within reach. We are very close to reaching our goals. We want things to be in balance. We want to harmonize things for us. And we're going to need to look at things and say, is this in balance for me? Is this harmonizing me? Is this moving me forward in a way that's right? Or do I need to look at this and say, okay, no or yes, or how do I embrace this during this time? So conclusions are within reach. We're going to be seeing answers coming forward. Balance, spiritual, and the practical. This is reverse as well as focus. And this is over the Ace of Wands reverse. So here we're kind of all over the place. We have a hard time focusing, but also focusing on opening up our third eye, truly seeing, truly connecting, and truly saying what it is that we want. We can find that we're again all over the place, just scattered in our imagination, in everything that we're thinking about, going after. And here we need to balance the spiritual and the practical. And yet we're going to think, oh no, that's just silliness. Like, oh no, I don't need to do that. But we do. But yet it's going to be the first thing that we let go of. The first thing that we're going to let go of is meditation or doing, I love doing qigong or something to that effect. And it's going to be when we need it the most that we're like, oh no, I'm fine. I got this. It's taking up too much time. I see that with myself as well. Like, when I need it the most, I'm like, oh no, I'm good. Don't worry about it. Emotions are running high. This is reversed, but we do have extremes. So we're going to see as we're being pulled from things that we are kind of obsessing on, that Spirit's like, why are you focusing here? I need you to focus over there. Our emotions aren't going to be running high. We can actually feel really rather apathetic about things. I do see that frustration, like anger, can come out, and it can come out really in sharpness. It comes out through our words. With the Mercury conjunct Mars energy, we can just be sharp with our words, but so can everybody. So just be mindful about this. That when we're frustrated during this time, especially, it comes out in words. You're good enough is reversed, as is boundaries. So being aware of this is also going to be important as we're moving forward in prosperity and success. We're almost going to be thinking, oh no, I'm not worthy. And Spirit's like, why the heck not? So just be aware that we need to have clear boundaries, and we need to know that we are good enough. Because a lot of times, I mean, I remember when I first saw this card, and I know I say this story all the time, but it was such a strong visceral reaction that I had. I was like, how dare you? I'm good enough. Like that, how patronizing is that? And you can always be better, right? You can always achieve. You can always succeed more. You can always just keep on going. I look at that person and I find that person to be exhausting. Like, I'm like, oh, please, I'm so glad I'm not her anymore. But here, I'm enough. How I am, where I stand right now, even if it's not my end goal. You know, we never know the time or the place when a ride on this crazy world is going to be done. And I'm not saying that to be melancholy or melodramatic, but to spend our life always feeling like we're nothing, like we're not good enough, like to even say that is rude. I mean, that's ridiculous. And I'm saying that to myself. I am enough as I stand right now. Have clear boundaries and know your worth. Because the thing with Leo is that you're ruled by the heart, right? You are the most heart energy out of all the zodiac signs. And yet people don't think so. People will think, oh, Leos are so strong, right? They're so strong. They're so, center stage. They can take anything. And you can't. You can't. You need to be kind to yourself. You need to be compassionate. You need to know your worth, because then you can weather storms. But until you see you as worth it, man, everything will just hurt. It will. It just will hurt. Like, it'll be like, why? Why are you coming for me? Type of energy. Just be aware of this. It moves us to you're very close to achieving your goals. That's reverse. We don't feel that way. We don't feel that way. And it brings us then to self-reflection. We need to see ourselves, because we're going to start to see that we are closer to achieving our goals than we thought. But we're going to start to see with the the Two of Swords, that it's a different path. It's a different way to move forward than we thought it was. And that's okay. It brings us then to the answers you need are coming. And we don't feel that way. It's like, no, it's just like I'm yelling out into space and the answers aren't coming. But wisdom is. Wisdom isn't wisdom isn't something we just wake up with. Like, oh my gosh, one day I woke up and I was wise. It's like, no. I went through the pig pens of existence, and then I started to see me. And that's going to be what life is. It's like I go through the pig pens of existence and then I see myself. So the conclusions are coming. The answers are within reach. And wisdom has come. Because, man, we've gotten our teeth handed to us. Things have gotten hard. Things have been intense. And we're going to see that within ourselves. And looking at that and realizing it makes us just a little bit wiser. And it makes us a student of our voice, a student of what are the questions that I want to ask, a student of what is my soul's purpose here on this earthly plane. And it says here, hold to your vision. Hold to your vision. Even though we want to move forward erratically, even though we want things to go at the greatest of speeds, we need to embrace peace. We need to slow it down. And that's going to be the most important thing that we can do for ourselves. Slow it down and hold to our vision. But connect with our heart. Connect with our soul. Remember that if we are the heart, okay, Leo, the heart talks to the head more than the head talks to the heart. That is what our heart does. It is constantly talking to our brain, biologically speaking. And so make those words count. Talk to your brain. Connect with your thoughts. Connect your love to your mind. And say, my love has as much power as my intellect. And remember, Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge has limits. You know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. He didn't say that part, I'm paraphrasing. Well, I'm adding that in. But imagination is endless. So just remember that. Our subconscious spirit message here is meditate. I told you, you're not going to want to meditate. I know it, because I don't. And spirit is showing me, and it's like, I don't want to do this. I have dishes to wash. It's like, what? I never want to wash the dishes until it's time to meditate. So here, remember this. Meditate. It's important. It'll be good, even though we don't want to do it. And even though we're doing it, and I'm just seeing a lot of us saying, oh, I'm bad at this. It's like, you can't be bad at meditating. You can be unskilled, but it comes with time. Subconscious energy, chakra energy is creativity. And this is the sacral chakra. Embracing your creativity and letting your creativity move forward is going to be just so important. So important. Imagine, create Sacral energy, it's our sensual energy, right? That's where our sensuality is held. But our sensuality is also our creativity. It's the way that we look at the world and see joys and sparks of beauty instead of just the same old humdrum existence. It moves us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and the the high priestess reversed. It's not wanting to connect with our psychic energy. It's having this energy come forward and feeling very overwhelmed by it. It's also thinking that other people's wisdom is more powerful and more prominent than our own. It brings us then to our subconscious energy our subconscious, what is this energy? Tarot energy. This is the King of Pentacles, prosperity, success, bounty, and abundance. It's wealth and what we value as much as money is coming forward. But it takes time and it takes effort. This is planting the seeds and nurturing, and this is the King of Pentacles, knowing that everything matters. When you look at things and you think, how would the harvest affect the economy? How would all of this play together? And it's a game of economics, right? We think it all should be this way or it all should be that way. But we're going to start to see how everything is intertwined. How poor rains can lead to, a low production of XYZ can lead to, a whole series of events. And we're going to start to look at that, not on a global scale, but very much on a scale of our own lives. How one thing leads to another, leads to another. Everything is interconnected and everything needs to be nurtured and grown. We kind of think like just kind of buck up and carry on type of energy, and that's fine to a certain extent. But we're going to see that everything needs to be nurtured and grown. You can't tell a plant just buck up and grow in the dead of winter and you're trying to plant tomatoes outside. It's not going to work unless you live somewhere warm. But if you live where I do, where it's like, -10, those tomatoes are not going to grow. Our subconscious Luna message is assessing, and luck is on your side. Look at things, take it in, assess, and know that luck is on your side. This is Sagittarius energy coming forward. And I love this card. I don't know why I love this card so much. That maybe that link to Artemis that it has, that sense of take aim and be bold and be brave, that comes forward with it as well. But luck is on your side. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And luck is always on Jupiter's side. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.